Over $59,000 made this week. How did we do it? What is one lesson learned? KD for the Wealth Wars. We're going to do our weekly recap. We're going to talk about if our thesis worked out. Go watch the main video that shows our levels. It's our weekly prep that's posted on YouTube every single Sunday. You can fact check everything that we're saying, see if we hit our targets. You can watch that video here. But this is the end of the week recap, where we recap our trades, the good, the bad, the ugly, the wins, the losses, and I leave you with one lesson learned. I teach you one topic, one thing you can pull away from the week to improve your skills. Are you ready? 59K made, baby. Let's go. $59,000 in the bank this week. It was a bit of a grind fest, so let's get right to it. Before you do, I'm going to encourage you guys coming to the Discord. Just jump right into the testimonials channel and read what real people are saying, real results, and how they're improving their skill set. You won't be disappointed. All right, so let's get right to it. All right, all of my trades are live. They're all called out inside the Discord, and they are all on the live voice there. So let's take a look at let's take a look at our spreadsheet to see what we got. All right, so if we go over here and jump over here to our trade sheet here, here's the entire week here. All right, we're reading this thing from bottom to top. I did not trade Wednesday, as Wednesday was a tight day for me, busy, and I don't trade distracted. So looking at the week, 15 trades, an overall average of 31% for my trades. All right, and 59,250 bucks made. That does not include futures. That does not include my afternoon trades. That's only morning trades, except for Thursday. Thursday is an afternoon trading day. And other than that, went to the bank that does not include swings. So really a solid week. My trade frequency is lower. Usually I'm around 20 something, close to 30 trades for the morning. But for whatever reason, I've had a day off, or something has happened where I couldn't trade that day. And so my trade frequency is a little lower, but my profits are still in the same range. I'm happy about that. We didn't take any losses. We did have some break evens, and we did have some trades like this trade right here, a few of them where the commissions really kind of chipped at the profits there. So I would consider it a loss, but for all intents and purposes, it's technically not a loss, but it's not a major win. However, that being said, we're going to get into these trades and talk about the setups, the call outs, and all that stuff. Now, I'll recap the actual call out from Friday, because I'm not going to do all that. I'm not going to go past every single day and scroll through the Discord, but you'll just have to know and trust in those who are in the Discord that they're receiving live action, and this stuff is actually banging. So here we go. Monday. All right, 2 trades Monday. Our larger trade, 100%. Vividly remember this trade. Nice trade. This was a solid play. And the only reason I took 2 trades on Monday is because it was so clean. It was elevator up, elevator down. So let's get over to the chart here, and let's take a look at, let's go back to Monday. All right, now all right, here we are. Here's Monday. Now, what's interesting is if you go back and watch the video for my weekly prep, I had talked about this area right here. And if I woke up and saw that we didn't even touch this, I knew that sentiment would push us to the upside to some targets that we already had defined there. And this week we had a lot of home price numbers or home price index coming out. Consumer confidence. We've got JOLTS was coming out, right? ADP non-farm payroll. We got JP. We had consumer sentiment, ADP employment. I mean, a lot of things to push the market. And if those numbers dropped in the right place, we were going for it, baby. So that trade started our day and was very, very nice, right? As we came into the early open session there. So here's Monday, and right out the open, this is the trade right here. Very simply put, all right, it's just a level to level trade. Okay, that's it. So 9:30 here, we saw the strength. I had already traded the futures here. 9:30, we saw the strength. I've also told you guys already about these levels here, and we took it simply level to level. And once we got the indication that we were going to reject here and not pass it, we took the fade to the downside, right? So that was a pretty straight trade, elevator up, elevator down. You can clearly see call out was made, and then we're in the bank. So those who took that trade on the second trade, I jumped in, obviously some zeros, and then went to the bank on that one. All right, so Tuesday, 19% overall. Some nice profits, 5 trades. Our largest trade was a 50% trade to the middle of the day. Another 10 o'clock run up there. We caught that. That was nice. Let's go take a look at that. So here we go. If we take a look at Tuesday, right at that 9, here we are here, right? We're cooking right there. So 9 o'clock, come the open on Tuesday, we're chipping around our major level there, right? And right off the bat, we jump into some puts, right, to the downside. And then at 10 o'clock, we jump into some calls. Now, this is a 10% trade, clip, 10%. But at 9 o'clock to 9:17, we jump into some calls, and we went to the bank again. So here we go, right? Oh, not 9 o'clock. Sorry about that. 10 o'clock. Let me just take a look here. 10 o'clock to 10:17. There's our signal. There's our indication there. Again, level to level, right? We're right at our level, and we just take it 2 candle break here on the 15 to our next target up there where we saw volume shift. And we knew that we would come into this area and see a little liquidity shifting. And so when we come into areas when liquidity shifts, you got 2 choices. Number one, you can exit into strength, or you can be prepared to hold through that. I didn't want to do that, so we just took our money, went to the bank, went home. All right. Didn't trade Wednesday. All right. But let's recap Wednesday a little bit. I mean, Wednesday, a solid day for anyone who was trading, anyone just going to the bank on Wednesday. I don't really gamble around FOMC announcements, but, Wednesday was a very, very solid day based on the anticipated moves, and the monetary policy was kind of predictable this time. So you had an awesome run up. And look at that level. I mean, my goodness. Now that is nice, right? Just right on our level. We called that out in our weekly prep, 4222, and then right above our area of interest here. Solid trade. Can't make that up. All right. So it was a solid Wednesday for anyone who traded it. Great job. Let's move on to Thursday. Thursday, I do afternoon trading on Thursday. All right. So Thursday was by far my lowest day. It was for me, based on the action, it was pointless to trade Thursday. It was a great learning lesson. And this is going to be our one lesson learned. So let's get to it. Friday was my biggest day, but we're going to get to it. So Thursday, here's the afternoon session on Thursday right here, right? This is Thursday, 2 p.m. This action right up in here. This is really what I traded here. And this really wasn't much, all right? This little chippy action, that's all I traded. This really wasn't much. I didn't get a whole lot there. Barely made 2K. 1.85. I mean, look at that. 4%. 2%, bunch of washouts. These are basically break evens, right? They're not really, I may have made $100 or something really, really small, but the volume just wasn't there. The volume just wasn't there. What happened was that the day prior, obviously, the market ran, right? And the session prior. So this is a good lesson here. The takeaway and the one lesson learned right away is volume will dictate how aggressive you should be. So, once I know I'm coming into the market and I see no more liquidity, I took a look at VIX. VIX wasn't spiking at all or ready to move. It was already dumping. So this means that the move is really done. So that's a good lesson for folks who have a problem with FOMO. Look at volume, check the VIX to understand if you have the volatility. You need 3 things to trade. All right. Now, I know you guys have heard about volume, but unfortunately, when you're trading derivatives, you need more than volume. You need volume, volatility, and price action. The 3 together are the pillars of the market. And if you're going to trade at this tune, and if you don't have those. So that's our lesson today. If you don't have the volatility there, if you know that the move is already exhausted and you're, for example, in this case, this is basically our first leg, second leg, right? So we're basically the backside of Thursday. It's just a pause going into Friday non-farm payroll. You're not going to get anything to the backside of the day. The action happens. All of this is the action. We move through our area of interest. So, I held to my schedule though. It was an afternoon trading day, but it wasn't big for me at all. So that's our lesson there. Volatility is going to push you the rest of the way. Check volume. All right. So, but Friday, I did come out pretty nice Friday. Pretty nice. 27K just on Friday out of 4 trades, 60%. That's more like it. This is closer to what I normally do. And you can clearly see, jumped into some zeros after my first trade, was pretty confident right out the first trade, right out the bat. I mean, I knew that this thing was going to continue to move. I had already traded the futures right here. So really by the open, I could have been done for the day. But let's bring over the call outs there so you can get an idea of really, if what I'm saying is on point, and, you can see a little bit of that. But here's the call outs. Let's go back up to 9:30 here. All right. And right there, you can clearly see right out the bat in calls, I give you, the start. I'm telling you the risk to reward. That's in SPY. And we're rolling. I got my targets on SPX and we're rolling. We lock in profit. We're rolling. So if we take a look at, the spreadsheet here, you can clearly see I didn't go into a zero, but I could have. Nearly 50% from 931 to 958. I mean, just a straight rocket right here. So I had already been trading the futures. I already had sentiment, looked at volume. I knew what my targets were, and I stated these targets inside of our channel there. So I'll show you those now so you can get an idea of if what I'm saying is on point here. So here's I'll hide the levels there, but here's our thesis channel. And the thesis basically just said, hey, look, this is our second leg and it's underway. I run up in the area. We're going through our area of interest. We're going to hold at our area of interest. And I give you the area of interest there, 403 or 4303, 4327. And I'm looking at 4365.25. Then 43, this is key level here, 4382.50 to the upside. Now, if we move past that, there's my ultimate pull, 4,400, right? We need an awesome shift in volume for these things to happen. I give you the targets beyond that. And then I also tell you, hey, if otherwise, we're just going to stick and stay in these areas, all right? SPX, this is very key here. If I saw volume and liquidity shift at 4,345 and 4,350, then we are moving to the upside and we're going to move aggressively, all right? So with that being said, I knew that here's my target, 4365, right? And then 4382.50 right there, right underneath my target. And look at where the day ended. And again, this stuff is posted, before the market, right? So right out the bat, we took it elevator up, took it elevator down, and then we kept moving. So it was a really solid trade, solid morning, right? And there you have it. All right. So this is what the day looked like for us. The week was here, guys. Awesome week, 31% overall, $59,000 made. If you had just taken one trade, just one trade, then you would have gone to the bank to the tune of nearly $6,000 this week. Our one lesson learned is about volatility. You need to, in volume. So you need to understand when volatility is present in the market and be okay with staying out of it, right? I traded afternoon trading on Thursday. We didn't have a lot. Coincidentally, it was my lowest day and not a lot of action. It's because the move was already exhausted and you need more volatility with VIX bottoming out or topping out, should I say, for that to come into the market. Now, when we got our market data prints, you need to know your targets. You can come to the Wealth Wells Discord to find that out. Now, I want to highlight one little thing about what people are saying about the Discord. This was just today. I was, impressed by it, and I appreciate the compliment. If we hop over into the Killer Wells channel, someone today said something really nice. There it is right there. Man, I need training. I don't see anyone trading like you anywhere. I appreciate the compliment. That's a true statement, right? However, it's from my system. So there's a couple of things that I use, and you can get the links attached to this video. It's going to be the VVP indicator. Sign up for it. It's going to be the volume profile indicator. We have our third indicator, which is the only three that I need. They're all volume based. That's coming out over the next, I would say, month or so. This weekend, we have the How to Day Trade with a Full-Time Job dropping with the paired training. And then I've got one of my KD setups coming Sunday as well. It's been a pleasure talking with you guys. I hope this was helpful for you. And let me tell you, $59,000 in the bank, and we didn't even trade the whole week. Man, I wonder what next week is going to be like. Guess what we're going to do? The same thing we did this week. Go to the bank. KD for the Wealth Wells, signing out.